So a really interesting grammar that we have is what we call the first conditional. And this is really interesting because it allows us to talk about situations or events that we want to ask someone and imagine, what would they do in a situation. So we call it the first conditional because there's there's three different ways that we could use this way of speaking. So for example, it's like saying, if it rains, I'll stay at home. So the action hasn't started. It's me imagining that in the future or tomorrow, if it rains, then I'm not going to go to work. I'll stay home. So it's, like I said, like it's a hypothesis. It's what we're imagining for an action to happen. It's not happening, but I'm imagining if it does, then I will do this next action. So we call it the if then because it depends. If this first action happens, then the second action is dependent on the first one. It means that these two actions need to go together. If the first one happens, then the second action will happen. Okay, so let's do some sentences. It's called the if, then, or the first conditional. So we have, we can see here, if it rains. So I was just using this one as my example. If it rains, I'll stay at home. Okay, first conditional. That's just what the grammar name is. If I feel better, I'll go out tonight. So I'm speaking now in the moment to someone and I'm not feeling well. So I'm telling them, okay, if I feel better soon, I will go out tonight. So you can see it's got the future. Because as I said, this action has not happened. So I'm telling you another action that will happen. But if, it must depend on me feeling better, and then I will go out tonight. The same thing as I'll come and see you. Okay, I'll come and see you, but only if I have enough time. So you could see this action is not happening now. It's me telling you that, if I have enough time, you can even start this sentence with if. You could say, if I have enough time, I'll come see you tonight. Okay, so always there's a future. The second part, the then, is the future. So then, and as I said, it's the future. But when I'm speaking now, I say, if this first action happens, then this other action will happen. So this then is in the future. You can ask a question. What would you do, or what will you do if you don't find your keys? So imagine two people. One person has lost their keys. They can't find them. And I want to know, well, what are you going to do if you don't find them? So you would make a future sentence and say, then I'll just take the bus, or then we have to call a taxi, or, okay? So the next action would be then. Okay, so what will you do if you don't find your keys? So how do we make these sentences? We have if, and like I said, the present simple, because I'm asking now, if I feel better, if I give you my book, will you return it? If I tell you a secret, will you keep it? So if, and then the present simple, remember present simple, we just have the verb. Okay, there's no ed, there's no ing, it's just if verb. If I tell you, if I see you, if I give you, whatever. And then we add the future. We know that the future we add will. Okay, will verb. Again, no ing with the will. It's just will see, will go, will.
Original verb.
Yes, we call it the infinitive. It's the verb that is not changed. We haven't put it in the past. We haven't put it in the present. We haven't put it in the future. It's this verb because this part is already the future. So this one will just be, as you said, the original verb or the infinitive. We call it the infinitive. The infinitive. We haven't changed the verb. Now, you can also ask the same question, but starting with the future. So make sure there's the will, and then you put the if. So we can say, if we run, we'll catch the train. We'll catch the train if we run. So the if clause, that just means like the sentence, the part of what you're trying to say, the first action, comes first. It has a comma after it. So be really careful to put a comma when you start your sentence with if. You put a comma after the first action, the verb. If, when the if comes second, there is no comma. And to form the future, so I don't think we have done the future before, but you might look at some past lessons. If we haven't, this is the future. When we want to talk about an action that's not now in the moment that I am speaking, but maybe it's going to be tomorrow, next week, next year, the time is not now. The time is in the future. That's why we call it the future tense. To make a sentence in the future, we have the verb will. And it's will for all the subjects. I will, you will, she will, he will, it will, we will, they will, and then whatever action. I will see you tomorrow. I will go to work next week. I will speak to you on the weekend. I will whatever. And I can even say the time next week. I will call you tomorrow. So even I can put that time phrase tomorrow at the beginning of a sentence. So tomorrow I will call you, or I can put tomorrow at the end of the sentence. Tomorrow, I will call you tomorrow.
I will meet next week.
I will meet you next week. Exactly. Yeah. I will meet you next week. I will come to your party. If you want to tell someone you have an invitation. Now, to make a negative, you just add not, but we attach it to the verb will. So you could say will not or won't. So you have two options. You could say, I will not do it. You will not do it. She will not do it. He will not do it. It will not do it. We will not do it. They will not do it. Or you could say, I won't do it. You won't do it. She won't do it. He won't do it. It won't do it. We won't do it. They won't do it. You could use whichever one you want. It's just the same. There's no formal or informal or, you know, casual situation, formal situation, or it exactly the same. Doesn't matter. We use them both the same. Now, to ask a question, we always, remember questions, we start with the verb of the same tense that we're talking about. So, will I do it? Will you do it? Will she do it? Will he do it? Will it? Will we? Will they? Same for all the subjects, will. And it's, again, you can put the time, you know, will you come tomorrow to class? Will you work on Friday? Will you travel next month? And to answer, we always say yes or no first. Yes, I will. You don't need to repeat the action. Yes, I will. If it's a negative, no, I won't, or no, I will not. So in the negative, it's actually more common to say no, I won't. We use the won't more commonly, but this is still good. This is more common. No, I won't. Will you work tomorrow? No, I won't. Okay, so remember, you can put the time phrase at the end, tomorrow, or you could start your sentence with, yes, I will work tomorrow. Tomorrow, yes, I will work. So we know that will is the same for all persons. I will, you will, he will, it will, she will, they will, we all will. And remember, you can say won't if you want for the negative. So let's go back to the conditional, the first conditional, and imagining these situations. If. The most common situation we have with if is, if you won $1 million, what would you do? So you could see that if, the first part of the sentence is imagined. You know, if you, I can ask any imagined situation. If you saw someone falling down, then what would you do? Or if whatever. So we use the first conditional to talk about the future. We are not sure about the if event. It may happen or it may not happen. Okay? Maybe yes, it will happen. Maybe no. Like I said, it's just, I want to imagine a situation and know what would you do? Like, if you will do, what action will you do if the first one happens? So for example, if I feel better, we did this one before. If I feel better. So remember now, I'm speaking now and I'm saying if I feel better, like soon, in a couple of hours, a little later, then I'll go out tonight. Now, if you want, you can say then, but you don't have to. You can just say, if I feel better, I'll go out tonight. So it's using the future. If I don't feel better,
I really won't go out tonight.
no, I'll is the present, is the positive. I will. The negative is I won't stay at home. Yeah, if I don't feel better, I won't go out tonight. So you could, that's a good one. If I don't feel better, I won't go out tonight. That's another way, same as saying I'll stay at home tonight. I won't go out tonight. But don't confuse the positive sentence, I will, with the negative, I won't. You can't put them together. So it's I will or I won't. One is a positive sentence. The other one is a negative sentence. So remember, the main part depends on this one. So if this is good, I feel better, then maybe I will go out tonight. That will be that first part. I'll go out tonight. But it must be that I feel better first. This first part must happen. And then I'll do the second action. Conditional means that you depend. It's the first one must happen and then the second action will happen. It's conditional, the second action. It must depend on the first one. So let's practice. And then you'll see how do we use the first conditional and these if and then. So I'll do the first two.
Yeah.
If I find your books, I'll give it to you. Okay, so if I find them. So maybe now I'm still looking and I'm telling you, okay, if I find them, then what's my next action? Then I will give it to you. She'll phone us if she has any problems. Okay, number 3. All your practice. If you
will.
Remember the if is not with the will. The will is in the second part. So if you, just infinitive, like original, if you go to the party, yeah. Now we need to use the future. I will, verb, I will come with you. So only if you go. Only if you go. So it means I will not go, but only if you go first or you go, then I will come with you. Yeah. Okay, number 4.
She's not free.
So in the present, negative, she won't.
She won't very happy.
So we have to put it not in the future. If yeah, actually she won't. Good, because I can see the if is here. So it means I need to use the future here. So yeah, she won't be very happy if she, now put present simple. If she doesn't, remember for he, she, it,
Yeah.
if she doesn't get
that window.
Yes. So remember the future is before the if, the part of the sentence before, or the part of the sentence after if. It's separate to the if. It's not the verb that is connected to the if. The if is connected to the present simple. So remember if plus present simple, and then we say then future verb. So that's the rule. So if with the present simple, then we say then, and then it's the future. The future is will. Will verb. Okay, number 5. If you, present simple. If you come with us. Future, you will have
great time.
Yeah, if you come with us, you'll have a great time. So like I said, this action is not happening now. I'm telling you, maybe I'm talking about tonight, there's a party, or on the weekend. So I'm saying, if you come with us, you will have a great time. Number 6. So we need, it's the present simple, not the future. I
wait for you.
So I'm not, no, we just want the present simple. I wait. I don't wait. No, we don't say I don't wait for you. I won't. Yeah, I won't wait for you. Yeah. If you, no, that's not, I think it's I'll wait for you. No, I won't wait for you.
Not wait. Not wait.
I will not wait. So we've got the if and then present simple. So if you
will be late.
Yes, this part is will be. I won't wait for you if you will be late. I think it's a negative. The first part will be if you will be late. Yeah, I won't wait for you if you are late.
You are late. I not wait for you.
I won't wait
Yeah.
for you. Yeah, if you are late.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have the negative, I won't wait for you if you are late.
If you are not will be.
No, if you will be late, if you will be late, if you are late. Because if must go with the present. So this is the present, before is the future. So you always got to look at if, remember before is the future. So yes, I won't wait for you. That's negative future. And then remember, after if is connected immediately to the present simple. The present simple. So that's very common. We always tell people, If you're late, I'm not going to wait for you, or I won't wait for you. That's very, very common. Don't be late.
Yeah.
We even give a command.
I'm not waiting for
I'm not waiting for you. If you're late, I'm not waiting for you. Now, remember, the action hasn't happened.
Yeah.
I'm telling you in the future, like maybe tonight, because we're going somewhere together. But if you're late, I won't wait. Okay, good. 7. That glass now remember the if before it is the future. So that glass will, and then just the break, just the verb will break. Now, if present simple, if you.
No, maybe drop. That glass. No.
That glass will break. Remember, if before it, you have to use the future.
Yeah.
And then after it, the present simple. So if that glass will break if you drop it.
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine there's a glass on the table and I'm saying, be careful, because if you drop it, it's going to break. So it's telling you what I know will happen in the future. But it must depend. It must fall first, then it will break. That's why it's called the first conditional, because one action must happen first, and then the future will be after. Okay, we. Future before the if. So we will help if we have time, present simple. Okay, I think write this one down, because this is the most important rule that tells you how to make that sentence. Now, another way to write it, remember, it could start with present simple. Sorry, it could start with the future. The future will plus if plus present simple. So you have two rules. So just look where the if is. If it's at the start of a sentence or it's here, then you know which grammar comes before it, which grammar comes after. Same as this one. If it's in the beginning, then we have like this, comma, then. Number 9, I will tell. Yeah, I will tell Claire the news if I see her. Present simple. We, future, we will sleep in the tent if it, present negative, present simple negative, if it is the same as he, she, it, doesn't. That's future. If it doesn't rain. So be careful. Won't is in the future. Doesn't is the negative that's in the present simple. Okay, so these 2 rules here were the really important one. So make sure you just memorize them, where it depends if you start the sentence with if, or if is in the middle of a sentence. One part is in the future, the other part is in the present simple. So we already know, if you look back at the lessons from before, you'll see the present simple. Okay, match the boxes together and write 10 sentences. Okay, so we have 10. I'll do one. I'll do the washing up. This is very common. A lot of people say this. I'll do the washing up. That means the dishes. I'll clean, the cups and the plates and the dishes. If you cook dinner, very common. A lot of people say that. I'll do the washing up if you cook dinner. So 2 actions, and you can see the if. One is in the future, and then the present simple. What sentence can you see? So I'll cross off those. Let's not use the same one. So I'll cross this one and this one. Okay, which sentence can you see? Maybe I'm sure he'll understand. I'm sure he'll understand if you tell him the problem. Okay, some people, they're very worried and you just need to say them. So this one we used it. So I won't have any money if what? I won't have any money if
I lost my job.
yes, if I lose my job, exactly. So this action is it's not happening because I'm still working, but I'm imagining if I won't have any money if I lose my job. So we can cross off that one and I won't have any money. Good. Another very common one is if you go to bed early, you'll feel better in the morning. So if you go to bed early, comma, you'll feel better in the morning. Okay, make sure we cross them off. What other sentence can you see? Start with the top one. She won't.
The
Yeah.
weather is nice. We will eat in the garden.
That's nice. Yeah. If the weather's nice, yeah. I like this one. I always like to eat outside. If the weather's nice, so remember, it's like we're looking outside and maybe we're not sure, but I'm saying, okay, in a couple of hours, if the weather's nice, that means we will eat in the garden. Good. So two actions, one of them must depend on the second one.
He will understand.
Yes, we did that one. I'm sure he'll understand if you tell him the problem. Let's do this one. She won't get a place at university if what? So she won't get a place at uni.
She failed her exam.
Exactly. If she fails her exam. So we use uni as a short way to say university. Okay, so we can cross these two off. And let's do, I won't forget the date. Yes, I can see this one. So what will happen? I won't, that's your future. I won't forget the date. I always say this one because I need to write things down when people tell me a plan or something. I won't forget the date if I won't forget the date if I write it in my diary. I always say this one to people. So make sure you cross off like what I'm doing so you could see which ones we have left.
Yeah, I took the picture.
Yes, so you know. Yes, you can do it again. And I think we have one more. I'll give her your message, or if I see Sylvia, so we'll do this one up here. If I see Sylvia, comma, because it's then, if I see Sylvia, then future, your message. Very common in the workplace. They'll always say, okay, if I see this person, then I'll give them your message. So really important. It's called the first conditional because one action happens and it must happen for the second action to happen. So we use this, it's called the if then. If you just remember those two words, if, then talk about the first action, then say the second action. So if then, say that to yourself a few times. And remember, you've got two ways to create this sentence. Now, if you start with if, you have to use the present simple. If I see you, if it rains, if I fail my exam, if I win $1 million, if whatever, present simple, then, so make sure comma, then future, then I will travel the world. If I win $1 million, then I will travel the world. That's a very common one. Now you can also make it in this way, the same sentence. I will travel the world if I win $1 million. So the same information, but it depends if you want to start your sentence with if, or if you want to put if in the middle. But be careful. Like I said, if you're going to start with if, then make sure there's a comma and the word then. But in this one, you don't have to put the word then. You just start with the future. I will travel the world. I will go out tomorrow. I will speak to my grandmother. If, and then present simple. If I have time, if I can find my keys, if I win the lotto. Okay, so that's what we call the if, then, first conditional. We do have the second conditional and the third conditional, but this is just the first conditional. It's the first time that we have done it in this book. So the next lesson, we're going to be talking about modals. Modals are words like can, could, may, might, should, and must. And we call them modal because they must be connected to the main verb. So that will be the next lesson, talking about modals, where we're making sentences like, I can see you tomorrow. I may go to work tomorrow. I might lend you my book.
Same meaning?
I should. No, they all have different meaning. So should, must, can, could. Very different. So we'll talk about that next time. I hope you come because modal verbs are really important. And yes, we use them so much. Okay, so that was